Welcome everybody to our third session on our solar plexus, or more accurately Manipura chakra. Today we're going to complete this process that we have been going through this week and over the last 3 weeks. So, this is the last of our lower chakras, and this is our energy center, right? We're talking about the part of us that controls our willpower, the part of us that controls how we spend our energy, that we are constantly creating by the virtue of us being living, breathing organisms, right? So today, what we want to focus on, now that we've gotten to know this energy center, we know where it's located, we know what its function is, we know what its mantra is, and we have also released any negative energies that we have associated, right? So we have come to terms with this idea of a sense of duty and spending our energy on doing things out of duty and because we have been told we need to do them, as opposed to we really wanting to, and following our passions and following our desires, and sometimes holding other people responsible for us not following the things that we want to do in our life. So having let all of that go, today's session is all about us talking about what we want to spend our energy on, right? So as much as we have talked about what we don't want, what we are releasing, what no longer serves us, we are going to be, because we are through our solar plexus, we are this vessel that is constantly being filled, but it's never full. Right? This journey of life is always a journey. There's always a next destination. There is never going to be an end point. The end point is the point of transformation, when there is no longer any other possibilities because you're no longer breathing. Right? So as long as we are breathing, as long as we are here, there is possibilities for us to continue this journey. This is why in spirituality we don't call this the highest self. There is no highest self. As soon as you arrive at a level of understanding, there's always another perspective, there's always another expansion, there's always something else you can learn, right? I love this analogy that is given about the relationship between what we know and what we don't know, right? There is a Persian philosopher that says the relationship between what you know and what you don't know is the relationship between the surface area of a circle and its circumference. What you know is the surface area, what you don't know is the circumference. So the less we know, the less we don't know. Right? So the more we know that we don't know. And then as the bigger this circle is never going to have an end. So this energy that we have in life, that we are constantly reproducing, that we're constantly replenishing, is going to be used towards this journey. And this is the part of us that we can use, this is the energy center that we can use for manifestation, for saying what it is that we want to have this energy spent on. Right? But we are doing this, remember, from a healed space. We are doing this from a place of self-confidence, right? I am safe. We are doing this from a place of I'm doing this to sustain that which I created. And I'm aware of how I'm expressing myself. I'm aware of the wounds that are living in the root, in the I am, and express through the I create. And I am bringing balance to that. And from that, I want to maintain that. I want to maintain the earthly, daily, living sustenance practices. Okay? So that's where we are today. So today's meditation is going to be more of a visualization into the future. Okay? I want you to think about, I want you to imagine, I want you to picture all the things that you want to be doing. Right? The timing of this session is good. It would have been better on Friday as I had scheduled it, but we're still within that window of a new moon. We are within the new moon of Cancer. And that is the energy of home. Right? It's this energy of coming home to yourself, the mother energy, the nurturing energy. So as we set intentions for this time, it's a great time, astrologically as well speaking, to talk about and to think about and to visualize how you want your expenditure of energy to go moving forward. Okay? So, if you're ready, let's quickly go into a little quick meditation. And then from there, we're going to come in and put everything on paper and plan what we want to see moving forward. So, if you're seated on a chair like I am, make sure your feet are flat on the ground. We don't want crossed feet. We want to be nice and grounded and stable. Make sure you're sitting straight on your chair. Okay. Drop your shoulders. Drop your chin a little bit to make sure your spine is actually straight. You don't want to be looking up. So drop your chin a little bit. Okay. Have your hands in a receptive mudra, either in your lap, either in dhyana or hand palms up, whatever feels more natural to you. And when you're ready, let's close our eyes. Now, wherever you are with your breath, let's exhale here. And now let's take a deep breath in and light ourselves from within with our in-breath as much as we can. And as you exhale, release any tension in your body into your out-breath. Now with your next deep breath in, we're sending light as far as we can inside our body. And as you exhale, release any remaining tension in your body and in your mind. One more time, deep breath in. See if you can send the light all the way down to your toes. And as you exhale, release your body and your mind even more. Now, with our next deep breath in, we're going to grow roots from our seat all the way to the center of Mother Earth. And as you exhale, start to feel her warmth come into your body as well. With our next deep breath in, we send all of our love and gratitude to Mother Earth. As you exhale, be in reception of all the gifts she has to bestow. One last time, let's send all of our love and gratitude to Mother Earth for everything it's created. And as you exhale, shift your awareness to the crown of your head. With our next deep breath in, we send our awareness far beyond Mother Earth to the corners of the universe. And as you exhale, become aware that we are dependent on space and time. One more time, a deep breath in. Let's send all of our love and gratitude to the entire universe. And as you exhale, let's become open to any possibility and probability that is for the greatest good to come for us. Now I want you to release your breath and see yourself standing as miniature at the crown of your head, with the elevator that leads way deep inside your core. When you're ready, get into the elevator and let's start our descent into the body. Slowly we move past the eyes and the nose and the mouth. As we pass the chin and enter the throat, the deeper we go, the darker it gets behind your eyes. We go through the throat, past the clavicles, we enter the chest cavity and go past the heart. We continue to go past the stomach and slowly come to a stop right about your belly button. As you get out of the elevator, there's a short corridor in front of you that leads to the door to your Manipura chakra. I want you to notice the size and the shape of the door. Notice what color it is and what it's made out of. Now I want you to notice the door handle and if there are any locks on this door. If there are any, you are the only one with the key or keys as the case may be. Now when you're ready, I want you to take a deep breath in, put your hand on the door handle, and as you exhale, I want you to open the door, step in, and close the door behind you. You are inside a very well-lit, energetic room. Everything seems to glow as if it's made out of gold and precious jewels. In fact, the walls are made out of gold and precious jewels. Inside this vast room, there is a bookcase. It's a large bookcase. I want you to walk towards it and start looking at the books on the shelf. As you start to look, you'll start to see that there are names on these books. And you start to recognize some of these names. You recognize your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, uncles, cousins, siblings if you have any. These are the stories of all the people around you and all the energy they're spending in this life. Some of the books are older, and those are the energies of your ancestors that have led you to where you are right now. Keep looking on this shelf until you find the book that has your name on it. I want you to take it off the shelf and find a cozy spot to sit down in the room, either on a chair behind a desk or on a couch or on a beanbag, whatever it may be. Find somewhere cozy to sit down with this book. Once you're comfortably sat, you open the book, and on the first page, see your name, date, and city of birth. As you start to thumb through the pages, the early pages are your early childhood. They are the memories that come up that have made a lasting impression on who you've become. As you go through the book, you start to get older, start to go to school, make friends, go through high school, and it continues to go until it gets to the present moment. The next page is blank. But there is a special power to the next few pages in this book. If you look long enough at the page about whatever aspect of your life you want to see, it begins to give you a picture. So I want you to take a moment and really focus on the next few pages. What do you want to see next? How is what you're seeing different from what you have now? And how is all of that going to make you feel? I want you to hold on to all the images of what you've seen, about what you want to come in the future. I want you to hold on to the feelings of how you will feel once they come into your everyday reality. And then I want you to close the book, walk back to the bookcase, and put it in its place. This space and this bookcase is always here for you if you ever want to visualize anything you want to manifest in your life. All you have to do is come down the elevator. Speaking of which, let's take one last look around the room. Let's find the entrance again. Once you get to the door, remember to take a deep breath in before you exit. And as you exhale and exit, make sure you close the door behind you. If it was locked, make sure you lock it back up. And let's get back into the elevator. And let's start our ascent back up the body. Slowly going past the stomach. past the diaphragm into the chest cavity, past the heart, past the clavicles and into the throat. Now as you approach the chin and enter the face, the higher we go, the more light there is behind your eyes. We go past the chin and the mouth. Wiggle your toes at the nose. Wiggle your fingers as we go past the eyes. And as you arrive at the crown, become aware of your physical body. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Okay. I hope you were able to visualize what you want to spend your energy on and how you want to move forward with all this power that you're continually regenerating. So, while that's still fresh in our minds, let's start putting it on paper. Okay. Now I want you to think about, as we have been going through these last few weeks, the shapes, the things that you want to see, or the graphical representations of the energies that you saw, that you have to change, that you want to create. Do you want to encapsulate an idea? Do you want to create peace in certain areas? Do you need to change certain things? Whatever it may be, you are going to decide what the composition is and how to put it on paper. Okay? So, for me, one of the things that comes up is this idea of bubbles and this feeling of regeneration, and also triplicity, this idea of three things coming together. So I have a specific shape that comes to mind, so I'm going to put that down, but you're going to do your own. Okay? I'm trying to decide how I'm going to. This is part of sacred geometry. We call this the Venn diagram, but it's 3 intertwined circles. If we have a couple more, you get to the seed of life. So this is a prequel to the seed of life. And if you know anything about sacred geometry, then you know the seed of life is essentially a complex molecule in the way that they sit on top of each other. Nature uses that a lot. once you have your geometry down, I think you all know what the routine is at this point. We're going to spend some time rounding this. Now, this is a great time for you to visualize and also think about the practical things you need to do in order to bring this idea that you have, this image that you have, into reality. What are the things that you need? What are the resources? What is the energy that you need? What are the changes that need to happen? Who are the people who are going to be involved? You have all the answers to that. Sometimes we don't want to hear our own answers to the problems we know we have. Because sometimes just living in the chaos that we know and we recognize feels safer than changing things. But you owe it to yourself to do it. You owe it to yourself to change it. You can do hard things. Your body does it every single day. The fact that you're here is proof positive that human beings can do hard things. Labor is not easy. Pregnancy itself, which happens so naturally in human beings, is such a miracle. So many things need to happen so precisely and so perfectly all together at the same time for a woman to get pregnant. People who struggle with infertility understand exactly what I'm talking about. So we are hardwired for doing hard things, and sometimes change is one of the hardest things we have to do. But if you are in a place in your life where you're not fulfilled, where you're not happy, when you're not excited about getting a new day, when the sun comes up, because the sun is going to come up every single day. That's the audacity that the sun has. I remember when I lost my aunt, it was very, very difficult, and for quite a little while I was angry at the sun for having the audacity to rise, even though this dearest person of mine was no longer with us. How dare the sun come up? Right? But the sun will come up. Tomorrow will always come. Until it doesn't. But as long as you're here, tomorrow will always come. So if you want to have a different experience tomorrow than the one you're having today, you are the only one who has the power to do that. Even if you believe in faith, even if you believe in manifestation, even if you believe in any of that stuff, the bare minimum thing you need to do is try. You need to put your energy behind it. You need to make the first move, and then the divine, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, will echo back. We are here as human beings to try. Be bold enough to just try, because if we try enough, we can have progress. Maybe we can create something new. And as human beings, we've been very good at creating new things, especially in the last couple hundred years. So the ability, the capability is there. The question is the will there? And that's the point of this chakra. This is your willpower center. Do you have the will to make your dreams come true? If not, where is the energy required for you to want to make your dreams come true going? You have that energy. It's in you. It's created and replenished on a daily basis. Hope never dies. So, if you don't have the energy it takes, where is that energy going? Where is it being spent? I promise you it's being spent somewhere. Now, once you do find the energy and the motivation, then it becomes about the know-how. How do I make this happen? And the way to find the way is to ask questions. And try things, trial and error. This whole universe is based on trial and error. The universe itself all the time is trying things and finding things out. Can I put galaxies together like this? How long will matter like this stay stable? In what conditions? It is constantly breaking things apart and putting them back together again. We are not supposed to stay the same. We're not supposed to remain static. We're not supposed to attain a certain level in life and just stay there. It's never going to happen. This entire universe is always expanding. Your life is always expanding. We are always constantly moving through space-time. We're not going to stay constant. Things are not going to stay the same. How can you stay the best version of you as life ebbs and flows? That's the point of this chakra. Also, the more you try and go after the things you want in life and experience them, the closer you will get to what actually will make you happy. Because in life we think there are certain things that will make us happy. And once we attain them, we realize that wasn't the answer at all. One of my favorite quotes by Jim Carrey is, I hope everybody gets to become rich and famous one day so they realize it's not the blessing they think it is. And you know, a lot of times we spend our entire life, our entire energy, everything, on something we think is going to make us happy. And once we get it, we go, oops. But that's good. Because as much as we are unlimited potential as beings, we also want to have a very limited experience, a very specific experience. So the more that we understand what we don't want, the more that we find those limitations, the more accurately we can experience the life that we want, the one that makes us happy. It's a good idea to have a visualization practice every day. One that starts with gratitude. Thank you for everything I have. Now I want these other energies, these new energies to come into my life. Visualize what your day is going to look like, what you're going to do for your day. When you start the day in this kind of observant manner, or as the observer, you have more capacity during the day. Your mood will be more stable during the day. Right? Just running through what your day is going to look like. Visualization is one of those things that's very well studied, right? Athletes use it a lot because once you have done something enough number of times to have muscle memory, running that in your mind and actually doing it in physical life doesn't make that much of a difference for your brain. Right? So if you visualize the way your day is going to go as you go through your day, your brain is going to feel like it's already done things, it's already been there. So the concept of uncertainty in your day is removed. You become less anxious, you become more responsible instead of responsive. And that's what the energy of this chakra is every day. Routine. It's to be filled but never full. So the work is never done. The work of your heart muscle is never done. The work of your stomach is never done. The work of your lungs is never done. You find a rhythm and you keep going with it, but you adjust that rhythm as necessary. And remember that this element, this chakra, has the element of fire, so it's transformative. Right? When you want to cook something, you don't just need ingredients. Once you have all of your ingredients in the right proportions and you have mixed them all, the next thing you want to do is, you have to do is apply heat and wait. So this is your cooking center. This is where you have to apply. You bring in the heat. You bring in the passion. And you give it time. So what are you cooking? as always, once you have your composition done, we introduce frequency in color. I really love these pencils because you can see there's multiple colors in here, and for this chakra this is perfect because this is yellow and red both together, and that's exactly the colors of this chakra, as well as the dark blue, so this goes perfect. Now remember that when it comes to coloring, you can do it however you like. It just needs to be pleasant to you. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. And as you color, it's a really good opportunity to find any sections you forgot to round. Once you have all of the colors you want done on your page, you are done setting your intentions for how you want your solar plexus energies to be used moving forward. And now you're ready for the next step. Now remember, all of these steps that we have been doing, you can repeat more than once. You can do them as often as you want. You don't have to always do them in the same order or in order at all. You can always come back to any single point and repeat that as many times as necessary. Okay? So I will see you over the next week for the heart chakra. And we are now going to get into the meeting place of our lower, our earthly existence, and our higher chakras and our ethereals and the intangible parts of us. Okay? So the heart chakra, the anahata, is a beautiful chakra, and we'll talk about it over the week as we go through it. But thank you for spending some time with me. I hope you're finding this series helpful. The insights that are coming to you are helpful. And as always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments for me, and I will respond to you as soon as I can. Have a lovely rest of your day, everybody. Ciao for now.